I was overwhelmed by what I saw. People who are at the edges of life in deep need.
Sometimes it seems like a daunting task. Where do you start? How can you change something as big as this?
In 1990, 1% of the population. 1994, 5% of the population. You come up to 1998, 23% of the population.
The official infection rate in Lesotho is over 31%.
But many believe that it can be as high as 43% or even more. Every day you're testing new people positive, and if you talk to others who have not yet tested, you can see the attitudes that would lead them to be in the high-risk category for being positive.
We are in a country where there is massive denial about the harsh realities of this terrible, terrible disease. This is a country that's dying off. This is the reality of HIV/AIDS.
AIDS has affected every aspect of what we do here.
Every program, every service of the hospital is in one way or another impacted by HIV/AIDS.
We have to consider that any patient who comes here, even not a specific AIDS-related diagnosis, they may well be HIV positive.
You're looking at maybe 80% of the patients that are admitted to the hospital are HIV positive.
They're not here because they're HIV positive. They're here because it's lowered their immunity, and all those problems are still there, but now much more difficult to conquer.
The orphans are the ones where the wage earners died.
Their caregivers died of HIV/AIDS.
And they take the responsibility then of caring for the siblings in the home. It's their job. Dad and Mom are no longer in the picture.
You imagine you've got 4 children in a home, no mother, no father. Who's the mentor? Who is the role model that they play on? They don't have them.
The oldest loses their childhood, and the youngest would need a mother, but it wouldn't be there. And then if it's a very young baby, then obviously it's very traumatic to even watch how they grow up.
And there are so many that they just simply are overwhelming the country, they're overwhelming the villages. It's a crisis, really, because these are the children then that are also probably not going to be going to school, not getting the kind of education they need. Who's to pay for their education? And so they become, a generation from now, are going to become what? They're going to be in desperate situations.
Maluti opened its doors in 1951. Its mission to provide good medical service, but always with the Christian influence.
It is very, very difficult what we're trying to achieve here. But we see the Lord's grace every morning and every evening when we go home to say, okay, we've moved a little bit this far today, and then tomorrow, okay, we've moved a little bit this far.
There are just so many needs. The team here seems so sacrificial, so giving of their time. It just inspires me to see their passion to help humanity, suffering humanity.
Not only can Adventists do something to help this, we must do something. These are our brothers and sisters.
My challenge as I look at this is, what can I do to help these people carry their load and make their country a place where they can live easier and live happier and meet the basic needs of life.
People feel so overwhelmed by the disease. People day after day who are so terribly, terribly sick. It's just a huge, huge challenge to remain hopeful in an environment like this.
These are the times we've been called for as the church and as individuals. We get overwhelmed, we get stressed, we get pained, we cry, but we go back to remembering that we've been called for this.